What's been the most surprising part of Syracuse football season so far?
You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Locked On Syracuse. I'm Jackson Holzer, and thank you for making us your first listen of every single day here on the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day, and we are free and available wherever you get your podcasts. And on this week's Poll Friday, I asked you guys the question, what is the most surprising part of Syracuse football season? So that's what we're going over on this week's Poll Friday. And the results are in, but let's first go over the choices. First choice, Syracuse is 5-1. Is that surprising to you guys? Kyle McCord is this good? I mean, we all thought he'd be good, but this good? Has that been the most surprising part? What about Trebor Pena? What about his breakout? He has been incredible this season. Did you see that coming? And finally, Clarence Lewis, the Notre Dame transfer. I thought when they got him, he'd be nice depth, but he's turned out to be a quality starting corner for Syracuse football. So those were the four choices. Leave a comment below your thoughts on the most surprising part of Syracuse football season. Now for the actual results, there were over 300 total votes this week. And a reminder, you can vote on Twitter at @LO_Syracuse and on YouTube on the Locked On Syracuse channel in the community section whenever I propose the question, which is usually on Monday afternoon for Poll Fridays. All right. The most surprising part, according to you guys, of Syracuse football season is that Kyle McCord is this good with nearly 44% of the votes. In second place, it was Trebor Pena with about 20-ish%, 30%. Cuse is 5-1, came in third. And then finally, Clarence Lewis breakout came in fourth. Now, here's the deal. Sometimes I'm going to agree with you guys. Sometimes I'm going to disagree. I'm actually going to disagree with you guys on this one. Kyle McCord has been exceptional. He has been better than I ever imagined he would really be. He is on pace to shatter basically every Syracuse passing record, right? However, there is an aspect to me where I look at it and I say, well, he was a starter at Ohio State for a reason. You don't become the starter at Ohio State by accident, right? And he was a 5-star coming out of high school. So I guess what I'm saying is, while it is surprising that Kyle McCord has been this good and we hope it continues, he's always had the talent. He has the talent to do it. So the fact that he is finally putting it all together, yes, it is surprising in a way, because of what we saw from him last year at Ohio State, but not the most surprising part of Syracuse football season. Sound good, right? I'm not dissing Kyle McCord by this. I just think that what has been a bigger surprise, in my opinion, of this season has been the emergence of Trebor Pena. This one, I did not see any of this coming. Not even close. Because here's the thing with Trebor Pena. Right now, he has 42 catches this season in 6 games. That is the most in the ACC. He is leading the conference in catches, and he is top 15 overall in the nation in catches. Before the year, keep in mind that Trebor Pena has been with Syracuse since 2020, and luckily for us, he is a redshirt junior, so he's going to have another year of eligibility if he decides not to go pro. Trebor Pena had 25 career catches prior to this season. And I get it. Dealt with an injury last year. He only played 1 game. But still, 25 career catches from 2020 to 2023. And this season, he's got 42. Knock on wood, he stays healthy. He's going to surpass double that, if not triple that. Because if you look at just, he's on pace in a 12-game regular season for 84 catches. That would be more than triple his career catches he had prior to this season. it's truly amazing what Trebor Pena has done this year. He's also 7th in the ACC in receiving yards, and ironically, it's only 3rd on Syracuse because he's behind Oronde Gadsden and Jackson Meeks. He has become a very, very reliable receiver, and again, luckily for us, he's got another year of eligibility. So in my opinion, Trebor Pena, his breakout has been the most surprising part of Syracuse football season. Now, coming up, we'll talk more about Trebor Pena, and we'll go over some of the other choices, so stick with us. Hims is changing men's healthcare by providing access to affordable sexual health treatments, all from the comfort of your couch. Hims provides access to a range of doctor-trusted ED treatments such as chewable hard mints, proven treatments like Viagra and Cialis, or their generics for up to 95% cheaper. The process is simple and 100% online. No uncomfortable doctor's visits. Just answer a series of questions on their site, and a medical provider will determine the right treatment option. If prescribed, your medication ships directly to you for free. No insurance is needed. Pay one low price for your treatments, online visits, ongoing shipments, and provider messaging. Hims has hundreds of thousands of trusted subscribers, so if ED is getting you down, it's time you find the option that works for you. Start your free online visit today at hims.com/lockedon. That's HIMS.com/lockedon for your personalized ED treatment options. hims.com/lockedon. The products mentioned are chewable compounded products which are not approved by or verified for safety or effectiveness by the FDA. Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. Hey, NFL fans, you could start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. And you'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. And right now, Syracuse football sits at 5-1, 2-1 in the ACC. And the Orange's odds at winning the ACC are plus 4,000. You think Syracuse can run the table and potentially win the conference? Well, you can check it out on FanDuel. That's FanDuel.com. Can Trebor Pena's amazing start to the season continue? In my opinion, the answer is yes. I do not think that this is a flash in the pan for Trebor Pena. In fact, I bought stock on him after the first game of the season where he had 6 catches, 78 yards, and 3 total touchdowns. I did not think it was a fluke, and, well, his stock price, I guess, has only gone up. All right? He has caught at least 6 balls in every game this season except for one, and that one game is against Holy Cross. He only caught 4 passes against Holy Cross. He is often targeted by Syracuse, and he is also he's a good route runner and one of the main reasons why Syracuse's passing attack is so effective. So I do not think that Trebor Pena's start is some fluke. Okay? He is a highly, highly productive receiver, and in my opinion, the most surprising part of Syracuse football season at the midway point of the year. As far as the other choices, we did go over Kyle McCord because he was the winner of this week's poll. Him being this good has certainly been surprising, but at the same time, the reason why he doesn't edge out Trebor Pena, in my opinion, is because Kyle McCord is a former 5-star recruit who was a starter at Ohio State. So he's always had the talent. It's just great that he has put it all together at the midway point of the season and on pace to shatter every Syracuse passing record. That's great, but I don't think it's more surprising than Trebor Pena. I think Syracuse at 5-1 is nice. I do think maybe it's a tad surprising because I think before the year I would have said they were going to start 4-2, especially because we thought NC State would be better. Going to UNLV is not a very easy game. Obviously, Georgia Tech turned out to be a ranked opponent. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's too surprising that Syracuse is 5-1. I think if they were 6-0, you would have more of an argument that it is surprising. Maybe the most surprising part about their record is the one loss came against Stanford of all teams. That's surprising to me. How is their only loss against Stanford? They didn't lose on the road to NC State. They didn't lose the ranked battle against Georgia Tech in their powerful run game. They didn't lose a road out-of-conference game against UNLV, who was ranked at the time, but they lost to Stanford at home on a Friday night. Maybe that's the most surprising part of their schedule, honestly. And finally, the last choice was Clarence Lewis's breakout. And maybe I should have rephrased it to saying that Clarence Lewis being a starter on this team, but he's actually been pretty good. If you look at Pro Football Focus, he has been a solid defender for Syracuse this season, and it's certainly going to help him that Marcellus Barnes should be back for the Pitt game. I thought he was going to return for the last game against NC State. He was a late scratch in that one, though. He's still a little bit banged up, but hopefully he returns for Pitt. But Clarence Lewis, he was at Notre Dame. Again, he's always had the talent. He's been there. He was at one point, I believe, a starter for Notre Dame. It's just nice to see that now being at Syracuse, he's playing, I guess, up to his potential. And he's been pretty good this season, in my opinion. So that does it for this week's Poll Friday. A reminder, what I said at the top, you can vote from Monday afternoon to Thursday afternoon on Twitter at LO_Syracuse and on the Locked On Syracuse YouTube channel in the community section. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. If you like this video, click that like button. And if you really liked it, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications so you know right away when I am dropping the next podcast. And everyone, take care.